Hey, welcome everybody to another show, another episode of Talk Social News. This is the show that we talk about what's going on in live stream and in social media. Guys, this week is a little bit off. I don't know why. I was looking through all this news and stuff and you know, just trying to find stuff that was kind of relevant to us. And I found a couple of things here and there and always trying to streamline the process of how we come up with our news and how we find it. And I got to be honest, this week I was a little disappointed with some of the stuff. But maybe it's just me. I'll let you guys decide. Welcome to our show. I really appreciate everybody being here. And let me try to sign in and actually watch some of the shows. But in the meantime, did you guys know that today is the official Lost and Found Day? I thought that was kind of cool because I don't know about you guys. You ever just put stuff down and then just walk away, and then because your mind's on something else and you totally forget that thing? Yeah, I've done that. I've done that a few times. I've even done it with some coffee mugs and stuff like this. I've lost a number of good quality coffee mugs, and I do feel bad about it. Anyway, just trying to, as we figure out what is going on this morning, guys, I'd really appreciate it if you guys share this out. Here, let me try to bring this over so that I can actually see the page. There we go. Now that's so much better. All right. Well, this week, guys, I think we're about 2 weeks out, and they tell you you're never supposed to tell what the day is of the broadcast so that it becomes more evergreen, but that doesn't work out with this kind of a show. Guys, we're about 2 weeks out from Christmas, and I'm getting that a little bit of that anxious feeling. You ever get that? You ever get that anxious feeling? You know, where you're just not quite sure. Oh boy, this is gonna be good. All right. So, having said that, let's see exactly what is going on. How many of you guys are actually watching us live? So I see we've got Periscope viewers, and I know we've got a couple of people over probably trying to watch us on Facebook. I don't know why Facebook just doesn't want to attach this morning. I've had it happen before, but you know what? If you guys want to bear with me, maybe I can make Facebook happen this morning. All right, so it's right there, and it does not seem that it wants to catch. It's almost like it said, we're not going to do this morning because it is scheduled for the 8th, and I don't know why. It doesn't seem that it really wants to catch this live stream. It's okay. Here, we're going to do some background magic. Anyway, as you guys are doing these, you guys are doing these kinds of things here. We're going to stop that one. So one of the things that I really like to do, if you guys haven't already noticed, I have my one of my Christmas sweaters on for the year. I do think it's actually kind of funny that this is the time of year that we do this, that we look at this stuff and we start dressing for the occasion, as it were. But one of the things that I think that we often forget is that there are other holidays and there are other things to celebrate right now as we lead up to this Christmas time. And not everybody celebrates Christmas. I get that. That's not really my point here. My point is that we can have a lot of fun, and it's not always just about just Christmas. And so that being said, I really do think that there's a lot of things that we can be talking about. Some of those are going to be news things. Some of those are, and those are good. Those really are actually pretty good things to talk about and to try to as we celebrate in our lives. If I was to just try to say it, I think in a way that I think a lot of people would understand. How many of you guys went and spent quite a bit of money and quite a bit of time doing your Christmas shopping, your Black Friday Christmas shopping? I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people that actually did spend their time. All right, so right now I want to say welcome to everybody on Facebook. For some reason, Facebook just decided right now that it was going to catch the live stream and make this happen. So welcome to everybody that's now joining us on Facebook. And for those of you guys that are actually watching us on on Periscope. You guys are awesome. I really, let me see if I can, I'm going to try to come on down here. Come on, scroll. And we're going to do this. Okay, cool. Now we're there. Good morning, Tish. And on the other side, I saw Terry. I see Sifa. And who else is watching us on Periscope? If you are, just drop a quick little hi and just give us a, just give a couple hearts. Sifa's watching us. Thank you so much. And Sifa's watching us in Spain. And today is December 8th. It is the Day of Immaculate Conception, as celebrated, I think, through the Catholic Church, through a number of other Christian churches as well. But that's another thing that's happening today, as well as the Lost and Found Day. So I want to say, hey, Jason, thank you for joining us. Tish, thank you for the mention already. If you would, share this thing out. And that's one thing I actually have forgotten to ask you to do, if you would share it out, because guess what? Without you guys, you know, oftentimes I'm just talking to myself, which is really only half as fun as you might think, and even less profitable to do that after that. All right, guys, we do have a few things going on this morning. We're going to be talking about, we got some social media news we're going to be talking about. We're going to talk about this coming week, or actually what happened this past week and what's coming this week in VitMug, with some of the different things that we've got going on with that. What else do we have? And I just had my outline in front of me, but I'm too busy sharing this out real quick. We got this, and there we go. Because some of these things you actually have to do manually. I know it's crazy that you actually have to do things manually. So, but we've got that. So we've got this week in VitMug. We've got some social media news. Oh, and then afterwards, we've got a podcast that we're going to record live, and that starts at about 10:15. I need that break from the end of the show till we start recording that podcast, mainly to make sure that I've had enough coffee, because you know, here's the coffee. Can you guys see this? Yeah, this one you can see. It has it on both sides. Yes, coffee before talkie. That's why I'm drinking coffee right now before I go and do the rest of the show with everything. Hey, Holly, thanks for joining us. Carlos Phoenix, thank you guys for joining us. If you would, just give a quick share out. I really appreciate it. One of the things I don't like about Facebook and Chrome is that they don't really play together, because Chrome is this great big huge stupid memory hog, and it really sometimes just stops me from being able to see what's going on with you guys and all of that. So I'm actually going to switch over to my profile. I got you guys going on. All right. Things are going well. I saw we are approximately, this is not an exact number. Somebody does have an exact number. If you have the exact number, how many days out till Christmas are we? Okay. I know it is, this is one way. It is 3 Mondays from now. So that means it's like 2 weeks and like 2 days or something, 2 weeks and 3 days. So we've got, somebody has a countdown, and I really thought about putting a countdown up this morning. But you know, I was just like, you know what? No, I'm just gonna keep it, because you know, the more things you add to a production, the weirder things get. I'm just gonna be honest with you. That's really oftentimes just the way things are. All right, you don't know why, but I can't share it on Facebook and Twitter. Sifa, I don't know why you can't share it either. I've shared it on I do it from my app. Sometimes you can't share it if you are not already connected in there. But welcome everybody. I love how everybody's coming into Periscope. I really do appreciate it. Throw me some hearts. We really appreciate it. We'd love to get to 500,000 by in 2017, but only you guys can do that. So I really appreciate any of that. All right, what is going on in social news? Guys, there are a ton of different ways to do it. I have done this a bunch of different ways. Because I like to look for fun, for informative news, for different ways. I've looked at the way other people, you know, that they've already done the work, essentially, you know, just looking for it. I've done that. I've done, you know, where I look up, you know, where I've done more of the longhand process of looking up myself, and you know, through headlines and through RSS feeds and stuff like this. You know, I've used Feedly, I've used search algorithms. I mean, there's lots of different ways to curate your content, and you know, in different things work for different people and their purposes, right? I tend to like a service called Feedly, because it lets me take the RSS, it aggregates our RSS feed. It puts it all into, and so I follow some, and please don't take this too personally. If I don't follow you there, it's probably because you're actually, you're not on Feedly. But, you can follow things like HubSpot and Marketing Land, and you can follow, take it with a grain of salt, but Mashable, TechCrunch, The Next Web, but Social Media Today. These are all really good ones. You can follow, there's a ton of these things, and this is not a service that I'm getting paid for or anything like this. I'm saying this is just, it's something, it's been out for a while. This is not new. But how do you guys aggregate? How do you guys get your news? Where do you do it? Do you just surf through your, do you have Twitter lists? Do you have RSS feeds? Do you go through, there's a ton of different ways. And if you're a social media manager, I kind of think that this is an important thing to do. This is actually something that you should be paying attention to and thinking about, because if you're trying to stay on the edge and trying to understand how your industry is changing, you absolutely have to do this. You need to be following, need to know what's going on, and it doesn't mean that you have to be watching it like it's a stock market or something like this, or the price of Bitcoin. And if you were in our podcast last week, you'd know that about every 5 minutes I would update with the price of Bitcoin, which, by the way, has actually gone up even more. And blockchain and crypto tech is actually going to be changing the way that we as marketers, and particularly those online in e-commerce, it is going to change the way your industry works. So you better start paying attention to it. I'm just saying, all right? But, all right, guys, so what is going on this week? We've got a couple of things that I do want to talk about. Let's see here. Just first off, let's talk about, let's do this week in VitMug. All right, this week in VitMug. This past week we had Steve Dotto. If you guys don't already follow Steve Dotto, he's a brilliant guy. I really like a lot of the things that he says. A lot of the different a lot of the different things that, he produces different kind of content. He's a fun guy. He's so easy to be able to talk with, and he's got so much knowledge just from being in the industry. And, he's been through television products. But anyway, I'm gushing about Steve Dotto, but he was a guest on Let's Livestream this past week, and we do a Twitter chat and live stream every Wednesday at 3. You guys are more than welcome. Some of you that are watching the show, I tag you in the Twitter post just as a nice reminder, and also it gives you a chance to share this out. If you want me to tag you in it, hit me up. Say, John, hey, could you tag me in it, because I want to make sure that I know. I've got no problem with that. One of these days, I will actually set up a messenger or a chat bot or something like that for it as a reminder. But we do broadcast it on Facebook through our VitMug page, because that's the production and distribution for this, for that show. But there's also, we have it directly on its own Periscope channel, and because that's kind of where it started. And we like it, and I think a lot of people like it there too. But Steve Dotto was the guest. We were talking about live webinars, talking about getting some really great insights on how he puts his the thought process on how he puts together his shows, the way what he avoids with what he's putting on with his shows, why he hates evergreen or replay webinars. And I'm taking it a little out of context because that's not exactly what he says. If you want to catch exactly what he says, you're going to have to watch the show. I'm just going to say, and probably the easiest way for that is just to go over to the YouTube channel. Thank you, everybody. We have a couple more subscribers this week. I always appreciate it. We're putting up content 2-3 times a week on our channel. We'd love to have you guys be part of our subscribership over on YouTube as well, if that's your thing. But you know why I like YouTube over Facebook? And this is a personal preference. How many of you guys thought about this? That if you're watching a video on Facebook, you cannot fast forward. You can't watch it at time and a half or anything like this. You're stuck with what you got. It is what it is. But over on YouTube, now you can watch it at time and a half. So you can watch the whole thing in literally half the time. So if it's an hour show, it's going to take you less than a half hour, because, to be honest with you, just scroll ahead a couple minutes to get us through, get us right into the Twitter chat questions. And so there's a lot of these things. This guy, I really do like a lot of the things that Steve Dotto was doing, the things that he was talking about. I just put up some of the questions so you guys get to see those kinds of things. These are some of the questions. How to build an online community. What are your thoughts on live webinars and Evergreen? And I wanted to ask these kinds of questions of Steve because he's a vet. He's a veteran in the industry. He's built out several products. He's been in TV production, so he understands that side. He brings that same professionalism and thought process that it's very organized. It's very meaningful. And if you haven't watched him on YouTube, he's very much the same. Like, that's not like a persona. That's the way he really is. And I want to give him kudos. Like, that's kind of cool. That he's that kind of a guy. You're not getting one thing or another. Also, guys, keep an eye out as we do some different filming for Streamed, which is VitMug's walkthrough tutorial. It's more of our tech side show. Sometimes we do them, we pre-record them. Sometimes we do them as a live review, taking live questions and things like this. If you have an idea, for a show, let us know. If there's a product or an app, we've got a couple of things in the pipeline, and I would really want to encourage you guys to do that. If not, make sure you do subscribe to our channel. We do this. We have different plans and different ideas as shows, and I do think that shows should evolve and change and kind of grow as they go along. So that being said, guys, so that was this week in VitMug. Here, let me try to catch up on the comments. Jeff Adams, thanks for joining us. Alfredo, always there, man. I love it. Chris Michaels, man, thanks. Tagged Wowza. Wowza Media, yep, thank you. Awesome. I really appreciate that, Chris. This is going to be one of those sessions that we're going to be talking about. Holly Holy, content gems and Google alerts. Excellent. I love it. Feedly, Nuzzle, and Twitter. You guys, thank you for those suggestions and the way that you guys are watching and pay attention. I really appreciate it because you guys help make this show. Honestly, you guys help bring the show alive. Guys, thank you for everybody that's watching today and sharing it out. I think it's awesome. Really, you guys are blowing me away this morning. Here, I know I've got this much. Here, this is the way this is guys how I judge my shows, right? I've got this much coffee between doing this show and actually getting through the podcast we're going to be recording later. So with that being said, let's hop into a couple pieces of news that I think are interesting. All right, so we're gonna tackle this one first. If you guys don't already know, my deep felt love for Instagram. Well, Instagram has a standalone app. All right, not everybody has access to it though. Okay, so this is the thing, right? As of right now, we know that Snapchat has undergone some major changes, and after about a week, Snapchat said that it's separating out the social side, the people side of it, from the media and business side of its service. And guess what? Instagram's going to do kind of the same thing. It's making a very similar move. So Instagram's actually testing a standalone app for private messaging feature. And again, this is a Facebook-owned photo and video platform that's all right. And this new app is going to be called Direct. And the app is being used in 6 countries, and none of them are the U.S. It's, they've really taken actually quite a broad cut. I mean, I saw names like Italy. So Nazim, you have access to this apparently. Turkey, Portugal, Uruguay, Israel, Chile. There's a lot of these. So there's a lot of different kinds of people that they're just not like the U.S. and Canada. It's not something like that, or the U.S. and the U.K. or something like this. They're using a variety of people groups to test out this new app, and Instagram plans to roll it out globally next year. So I don't know when next year, but that might be kind of cool. But here's the thing: and this is one of the things that's been put out, is by spinning its messaging tab out into its own app, Instagram moves parallel to its parent company's Facebook. When you guys remember, so that when there's the main Facebook app and then there's a separate Messenger app, they're doing the same thing for Instagram. How kind of cool is that? Because I'll be honest with you, this thing, the DM in Instagram absolutely sucks. It's horrible. It's really bad. It just doesn't work. So, I mean, that's just the thing. So, but how cool would that be? Would you guys actually download 2 separate apps? Would you guys download a separate? I mean, I would. I would do that in a heartbeat. If it would make or how about this? What if they really did integrate Messenger or connected it so that I could I could get all my messages in one place. Wow, how would that be? How kind of cool would that be? They kind of do it in some cases, but like, what if they took everything and put it together? I love it. So here's the thing. So if Instagram actually kind of pulls through with this, I wonder how that would actually change the way people use the app. If they would maybe, because it's a separate thing, would they actually do less messaging on that or not? So we see that going on. That's kind of, I thought that was kind of a cool things. Let's see here, some other things that was happening. If you guys don't already know, but this is one of the things that nobody really knows about, and I'm kind of into it, but I don't really use this kind of a feature. But YouTube had a director app. How many of you guys even know? And probably even less of you guys actually really care. But the Video Ad Creator, this is a mobile tool that was created by YouTube. It was aimed at small, medium-sized businesses. It was announced earlier this year, like mid-June. And guess what? They're taking it away. Right? So this is what they said. They put out a message saying, the YouTube Director on Business iOS app will no longer be available as of December 1st. So you can kind of tell this is already rolled out, right? But after that date, you'll no longer be able to access unfinished work. So please make sure you wrap up and publish your videos soon. Honestly, I'm just going to say it like this. I don't think anybody cares. I don't know. Do you know anybody that's actually using that app, that actually downloaded that app, that actually used it? I mean, really, if you do, I'm sorry, but it really wasn't that big of a deal, because, and I think it was a nice idea. But guess what? That's not how we want it. I don't want to say, like, Adobe Spark's okay. You know, what's a couple of others that do video editing on the mobile, and there's a couple, Filmora, Enomoto, and I know I'm missing a couple others that are like really good, really fun. What do you guys use? Does anybody of you guys edit your photos? I don't mean like the native app. I know iOS people always brag that they can always do all kinds of crazy crap on their phone because their phones are so awesome, which is a total lie. But anyway, so if there's another app, what do you guys use to do that? I'm just kind of wondering what you guys use. All right, so we talked about Instagram. We talked about that. Also, the pricing. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's going to be a price increase both on Twitter and in YouTube, but they're for separate and totally separate reasons. But price increase for advertising on those two separate platforms. And I thought that was a really kind of interesting thing that they're just kind of slip it in there. They're just gonna move it right in there and just expect you to just basically take it, because guess what? That's the way it is. We already know that Facebook ad prices are going to go through the roof. I mean, they have put everything out there. I mean, you're getting messages. You know, you're getting ads in your Messenger. You're getting ads in your on the side and on inside, you know, in your newsfeed, on the side of your newsfeed. You know, you're getting ads everywhere, and they're figuring out new and better ways to do it. But what we're seeing is that the ad prices are going to be going up. Okay. But here's another thing that maybe you guys haven't known, and I don't want to stress or and I don't think anybody really needs to worry about it. It's just more just pay attention to it. Facebook, even though Zuckerberg said for a very, very, very long time, look, I'm never going to do these, I'm never going to roll these ads that you have to watch an ad and then get to the content. How many of you guys have watched a show like that? How many of you guys have watched content where, you click on the link and then it's like this 30-second commercial to watch the content? And then I want you to think inside, how many of you guys immediately then click away? If I have to watch a 30-second commercial to watch a minute clip, I'm not watching the clip. That's what I do. I click out and I go find it somewhere else. Not because I don't want to watch the ad, but I don't want to have to watch 30 seconds to watch a 60-second clip. I'm just trying to get the clip because they make it so hard to read. They don't give you an actual summary of the text. I'm just trying to read the headline. I skip away, and I'm like an advertiser's worst nightmare because I don't give them a chance to actually put their content out. So having said that, how many of you guys actually do that? You guys skip ahead, skip out, and all those kinds of things. So, but Facebook has always said, or Zuckerberg has always said, look, we're not going to pre-roll advertisers. But if you look in the terms of service, and especially when you schedule a live stream, it says, look, don't do pre-roll, mid, or after or post-roll video. Don't put any bumpers in or any of this kind of stuff for advertisers. The reason why is because they've always reserved the right to run their own ads, and they just make it part of their terms of service. Why is this important to you? Well, because even though Facebook is not doing that right now within their main news feed, they're reserving that. They're not doing that, but they are doing it, and they're testing it on the new Facebook Watch tab. How many of you guys watch the shows that Facebook puts out or that they promote over on the Watch tab? And wouldn't it be kind of cool if this show got on that? I don't know. I just kind of feel that way, but maybe that's just me. But over on the Watch tab, you're going to start seeing ads pre-roll a video episode. And how many of us didn't know that was coming? Come on, let's be real honest here, folks. Yeah, we all knew it was coming because guess what? That's the way that it works. We know that they're going to be sticking more ads somewhere, and a lot of people just feel that let's just tell them where to stick their ads. But I don't know, maybe that's just me. So, but let's go from Facebook and pre-roll ads that annoy everybody over to chatbots. How many of you guys are into chatbots? I know I've heard it. I think chatbots are, I think they're going to rise and fall kind of as fast, if not faster, I'm sorry, than the rise of like integrated like Facebook and Instagram ads and stuff like this, right? Guys, I don't think that chatbots are the answer for everybody. I think they're a really neat tool, but right now they're very clunky. They're not as intuitive as we want them to be, but they're a great first step. So hear me when I say that. Like I'm always leery about putting a machine in between me and a person. I really like that person-to-person contact and being able to talk with them. But sometimes chatbots actually solve a great problem. And guess what? Pinterest is rolling out their own chatbot. How about that? I actually thought that was kind of cool. I mean, we've seen chatbots on Twitter. You guys are loving it today on Twitter. And by the way, thank you so much for all the hearts today. But on you guys have seen chatbots on Twitter. I see them on YouTube. We've got Facebook chatbots and things like this, and tons of people are putting out some really great courses. Some people are really helping you implement them in a really great way. But now Pinterest rolls out chatbot. I thought that was kind of cool, right? So as of this past Tuesday, the social media search platform debuted a chatbot on the Facebook-owned Messenger service. Now, many of you guys were kind of thinking maybe this is a chatbot within Pinterest. No, Pinterest started a chatbot on Facebook. I don't know. Is that like good social hacking? I mean, are they hacking the Facebook algorithm by promoting their own platform on somebody else's platform? I thought that was a little out there, but Pinterest is stacking an official presence on Messenger in recognition of the unofficial presence it already had on the Messenger service, okay? Every week, people share almost 1 million pins from Pinterest to Messenger. That's right, almost 1 million pins from from Pinterest over to Messenger. Okay, and that's how Pinterest tracks us internally. They know their numbers. They know where things are getting shared, and now it's Pinterest's hope that these new pins will lead these people to sign up for Pinterest. So I think this is a kind of a cool, fun social hack. And if you use Pinterest, which I do, I mean, I use it. I'm not like a fanatic. There are people that they get into it, and like 3 days later they come out and they look like they've been on a deserted island. They get lost in the Pinterest world so much. But I do think that I do think it's a really interesting thing, and what a kind of like using Facebook's platform to gather their own users, because I don't think they compete, but they don't really compete head to head. They're not quite the thing yet, but until Facebook decides that they want to take on Pinterest. Anyway, guys, let's see here. Patricia, thank you for joining us. William, thank you for joining us. I saw Dan Courier, man. Thanks for being here, man. Appreciate it. All right. Am I missing any other real news? None of this fake social media news. We're all done with that. Maybe how about this? How many of you guys know that nearly a third of all the online sales during Cyber Monday was owned. It went through Amazon. I kind of reported a little bit of something that last week, and the reason why I bring it up is because the amount of shopping that was done, the way that we search and the way that we find things, it is changing. We're using both our social platforms as well as search engines now to be able to find the things that we want, whether it's a recommendation or if it's, I don't know, not necessarily product recommendation, but who else is using this? They want to see it in action, and that's really kind of how we're starting to be as a social crowd, right? And we're realizing that a lot of these things are happening again and again and again. So as you guys are doing more searches, just know that that they're looking for ways to be able to reach you. And the more searches you do, I'm now getting ads for things that I never knew that I was searching for, because somebody that happens to use the same Amazon account as I do, that also lives in the same house, all of a sudden, I don't know if that's really being sneaky, that they're searching for these things so that it comes up in the ads, or as like that, like, hey, this is a really good suggestion, or am I really just that dumb that I need that many hints? I don't know, but like I really thought it was kind of I thought that was really kind of a good idea. That was like a social hack here, right? So you search for the thing so that it shows up on somebody else's ad, those little ads, those pop-up ads are like, oh, did you want slippers? Here's the 5 top slippers bought in December of 2017. I'm like, oh, you know what? Somebody in my house does want slippers. Maybe I should go buy them. Yeah. Smooth. That was really smooth. So let's social engineer. Let's hack it out. I love it. So anyway, guys, let's finish out the show. That's it. I didn't even get through that much coffee today. But I did actually have a lot of fun. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. This was really kind of cool. Let me see. Did I miss anybody on Periscope? Did I miss anybody? Chatbots start spamming, they will fall out of favor. I kind of think that a little bit. If everybody abused them, it was kind of like live streams. This is a comment over on Periscope. I kind of do agree. It's kind of like live streams with the people that they just grab their phone, they start going live, and they're not really talking about anything, and everything's off, and they're just bouncing all around. You can't see anything. So that's that. What about everybody else? Let's see here. Dan Currier. I'm trying to catch all of your guys' comments this morning. Jonathan chatting. Yes, of course I am, because I'm powered by coffee, and I'm excited this morning. We do have. It is 16 days, 13 hours, 23 minutes, and about 40 seconds from right now until Christmas. So I don't know if you guys aren't. And then next week I will have a more Christmassy sweater or a different Christmassy sweater, leading all the way up. And I don't have one of those horrible looking Christmas sweaters, but this week is green. We'll see if next week is going to be white or red. I don't really know, because you know what? There are parts of me that I don't really care. I just literally grab the next thing to wear it. So, all right. How about that? All right, guys, thank you so much. We do have one more thing after this. I need a couple of more minutes to drink some coffee, get this going. But if David, do you have today's show link for our After Chat podcast today? I want to make sure we throw it up in there in the comments, but I do think it's fblive.davidvaughn.live. I believe that's what it is. And if you would, you could subscribe over to that channel. It's something easy. We're going to be talking about a few things. There we go, David. Thank you. I was trying to scroll. There we go. The after show, 36 $10 gifts, episode 20, the 3 E's. The hashtag 3, the word 3, and then just the letter E. You can tell I'm really bad at some of these things, but it is fblive.davidvaughn.live. We'll get you. We're going to be starting in about 8 minutes. So guys, with that, I've got to say thank you guys for being here. We're going to do another show. I've got a couple of plans for content next week. I really hope it's fun. I want to include more of you guys. Maybe do a game show idea. I don't know. Let's go do some fun things. It's December. It's the end of the year. let's be able to enjoy this. So with that, I'm just going to say, guys, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoy it. Remember, today's show is produced and distributed by VitMug, which is a full-service production company. We specialize in live video and audio, putting it out and getting it from your idea over to execution. If you guys haven't already, go over to vitmug.com, watch us there. And in the meantime, guys, I can't wait to see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.